right, wrapping our show up in style as the North Dakota State women's basketball team will play another game. It's just a matter of who, when, and where. The Bison women losing in the Summer League Championship game on Sunday afternoon to South Dakota State. They await their fate. The selection show is Sunday night. North Dakota State women's basketball coach Jory Collins joins us. More importantly, he's got to hit the road here as soon as we're done because I mentioned on Saturday, a pretty red-letter date for the Collins family. The Bison women won. Your son was on fire leading the Horace boys to the state tournament for the first time. So congratulations, man. That's good stuff.
Thank you. I'm excited for him. I'm excited to go watch.
You already told me, I think we were chasing around with baseball. You were setting land speed records. Is that, I don't want to get you in trouble on the air today about doing that again to get to Bismarck.
Well, I'm a little nervous about this weather, so I don't know if I like the 70-mile-per-hour gusts I'm hearing about, Dom. I may not be cruising as fast today.
No. Thanks so much for doing this, bud. Just tell me the last couple days, I know you're back in the gym, you're practicing. How's the team reacted after what happened Sunday in Sioux Falls?
Yeah, really. I mean, this morning was the first day that we've gotten together since Sunday night. I gave them 3 days and just said, we'll see you on Thursday. We're going to practice the next 3 and then, find out Sunday where we're at. And then obviously, when you have somebody to prepare for and know where and what you're doing, it's a little bit easier to get locked in and go again. Obviously, super disappointed with the result on Sunday. And it stings, and you sit around and you replay it in your mind 100 times and think about all the things you could have done different. I think that's just part of coaching and how you handle those things, and players do the same thing as well. The main thing I told them is, one game isn't going to define our entire body of work this year. The season that we've had, the season we still have in front of us, opportunity to still play, doesn't happen for every team in the country. And so I know, you can have your feelings hurt a little bit and be upset, but I know when we get the opportunity to go represent again, we'll be excited to do so.
Does it seem to you that the game Sunday was similar to the game a couple years ago? It's a 3-point game going to the fourth quarter, and just a couple possessions that go the other way, you win the game. It seemed almost similar to how that game played out 2 years ago in the Summit Championship.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 years ago game got away from us a little bit. Late. I mean, this game was still
5 points,
2 possessions with a minute to go. I thought, Dom, specifically in the game where I think, we came out and played really well to start the third quarter. I think took a lead and Brooklyn got in a little foul trouble and had to be a little bit more cautious defensively. And we took advantage of that for a while. I really thought we needed to go from a 2-point lead to get it to 6 or 7. And if we could have got it to 2 possessions, maybe 3, I think we could have rode that momentum out a lot longer than we did. And we just went empty the last couple minutes of the third quarter. And I think they ended up being on an 8-0 run there where we just couldn't get a shot to go or a finish to go. And then the fourth quarter was just a battle hanging around that 5-6 point margin the entire time. So I really thought probably the end of the third quarter was a moment we could have seized some momentum and just didn't, finish the plays in there.
Is there anything exactly what they're going to do? Is it they didn't do anything different, correct, for what South Dakota State, what you expected on Sunday?
No, I don't know that they ever do that much. Slight adjustments on personnel and things like that on how they're guarding certain people. They know what we're doing. We know what they're doing. It really comes down to, for the most part, players making plays and as coaches, both sides, you're just trying to put your players in the best position to play to their strengths. And, when it's 2 evenly matched teams like that and it's back and forth, it just, a made shot here and a missed shot there can end up being the difference. So I thought they had, their seniors played well.
Really?
Ellie Colback came out and made a couple plays late. You could tell that was the senior, coming out and making those plays and just, last opportunity to do so in the tournament. And you got to give credit to them there.
So now it's in this weird state you're in. I don't know. I'll ask you, are you looking at other results or you're like, what, it's out of our hands and we're going to find out Sunday night?
Yeah, I mean, this week, like you look at the tournaments on, what could be a 2-bid league tournament. I don't know that there's very many of those left.
Yeah.
Maybe the Ivy League. I think we'd like Princeton to win that. I don't know that it's, what kind of shot it is, Dom. It's probably a long shot. I think we know that. I think if we would have won at home against SDSU, I think that completely changes it. But we didn't, and we're in this position. I still think we're going to be in the conversation. I think you have to. We're 47 in the net.
Yes.
We're top 49 and wins above replacement. That's top 50 team in the country based on all the metrics that they say are important. So I know will be discussed. Just depends on, it's people in a room making a judgment.
You won 28 games, man. I think it goes without saying you should be definitely in the conversation, but that's where it's weighted against mid-majors now, right? And you and I have talked about this in the past shows. Like, it's not what it was even 10 years ago. And granted, the women's tournament's better than the men, but it's still weighted heavily towards a power conference team to make it. Yeah,
it is. And, I go back to, let's take away our 2 NAIA wins. So those don't count.
Okay.
So we're 26-4.
Yep.
Okay. If we go back and we play 2 P4s on the road, and we're 24-6 now, but we got a better strength of schedule, what does that do for us? Yeah. Does that put us in there? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think we were in a good spot, and I think we just needed to win a game.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty good position to put yourself in late in the year. Probably had 2 chances to win a game to go, and if you want to do it, you probably just got to go win the game.
How do you handle this with the team, Jory, if it ends up not getting the bid on Sunday night? The other tournament's there, but how do you talk to the team about that?
We're very aware of where we're at and that it's a long shot. Our players know that. Like I said, we'll be we're going to be excited to keep playing. This is a great group, Dom.
Yeah.
Like I love this team. Like I've enjoyed this year, and it's emotional because you care so much on your team. So you have the highs and up and lows of just competition, winning, losing. You get over that when the next thing presents itself because you got an opportunity to go again.
Yep.
And I know Sunday night, wherever we find out who we're playing, where we're playing, that'll give us something to focus on, and we'll go have a great practice on Monday and get ready.
How different does this feel as opposed to even the last couple of years, knowing, you just didn't know what was going to happen? This, one way or the other, you're playing relatively soon.
Yeah. Last year was tough.
Yes.
Just the way we lost in the conference tournament was unacceptable to me. I didn't think we were near as competitive as you. So and I didn't know if we had a team last year that wanted to keep playing for the first couple days after that. And ended up doing it, and it was a great thing for us because we played great in the WNIT and snatched some momentum back for our team heading into the offseason, which obviously led into, a great year this year. So, very valuable time for us to play in that tournament last year. But, yeah, it was a week of, I was in the shack the next day after we lost watching, my son play again and just pouting, just – chugging beers and being pissed off is what I was doing for about 24 hours. And I didn't feel like, I was upset we didn't win. But there's been so much good things with our team this year that I'm not letting that, change my opinion on it at all.
I know you got to hit the road. Thanks so much for doing this, bud. Safe travels. Enjoy your time in Bismarck, and we'll talk Sunday night, okay?
Okay, sounds good, Dom. Thank you.
Jory Collins joining us every Thursday here right before we get out. Bison women's basketball, as you heard it. Long shot is how he described it. I think he's right on that. I hope they're in a stronger conversation, but again, right now, they are one of the first 4 teams out, which means they would be in the WBIT, which is the second-level tournament in women's postseason basketball. We'll see. All right, let's do some What to Watch before we get out of here. All right, What to Watch brought to us by our friends at Northwestern Mutual. All right, here we go. We got the 2A tournament tips off at 1 o'clock on WDAY2. If you want to watch the girls' games, they're all there nonstop all day long from 1 o'clock till about 9 o'clock. The boys will be right here on Extra starting at 2 o'clock. You can also stream it on your iPad, tablet, wherever on your phone on WDAY Plus to watch today. Also tonight is the Region 1 Championship and third place games. Those are exclusive on WDAY Plus. Starts at 6 o'clock. Third place game, remember, means something. The winner of that goes to a state qualifier game. Of course, Region Championship coming up tonight from the Shack at 6 o'clock on WDAY+. Also going on tonight, the Wild are back in action. They got the Flyers at home. That's at 7 o'clock on FanDuel Sports North, my favorite golf tournament of the year. I say that in all sincerity. The Masters is number one, but the Players' Championship is like 1A to watch that 17th hole. That starts at noon on the Golf Channel. Our guy Tom Hoagie tees off at about 11:30. I think I saw accurately when Hoagie holds the course record at Sawgrass. He set that, 3 years ago playing there. He shot 62. We'll look forward to seeing Tom back out on the golf course here in a little bit. And a big one in the NBA tonight. Celtics and the Thunder, 6:30 on Amazon Prime. Two of the best teams going. Of course, Jason Tatum is back for Boston. OKC is what they are. That should be fun coming up tonight. So a busy night around the dial. That'll wrap up our show here for today. Thanks to our guests, to Jory Collins, to Sam Getzinger, to Jordan Wilhelm, and to TJ Super. We will leave you with the heroics we started our show today from Tyler Loeb and Park Christian as they are moving on to a section championship game after a thriller last night in Perham. Thanks so much for joining us on a busy Thursday, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.